She spat the words across the dinner table like poison. "You're not even half the woman my mother is." The fork in her hand clinked against porcelain. My son looked down, embarrassed, as if this humiliation was routine. I didn't flinch. I simply pushed my chair back, the legs scraping against the hardwood floor. The sound cut through the silence like a blade. "Then she can start paying your rent," I said. Her smirk vanished. My son froze. His eyes darted between us. "Rent?" he stammered. "What rent?" The room tightened. It was time. Backstory set up. I remember the first time I met her. My son had brought her home, glowing with a pride I hadn't seen since he was a boy building castles in the yard. She had charm, that kind of surface sparkle that blinds the naive. She kissed my cheek, called me mom, and wrapped herself around him like ivy. I wanted to believe she loved him. I wanted to believe she would protect him. So I welcomed her. I trusted her. But ivy doesn't support, it suffocates. Discovery of betrayal. It began with whispers in the walls. He'd stop by less. His eyes carried a new weight. When I asked, he brushed it off. "Work stress," he said. "Fatigue," he said. But I noticed. The way she interrupted him mid-sentence, correcting him as if he were a child. The way she smiled at me, thin, sharp, rehearsed. And then, the credit card bill. I wasn't supposed to see it, but I did. Charges stacked like lies. Handbags, retreats, spa visits, all while my son worked double shifts to cover rent. Except, he didn't know. Because I had been covering the rent, quietly, month after month. A safety net he never asked for, but one I knew he needed. His savings had been drained without him noticing, bled, slowly, systematically, by her hand. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I poured myself a glass of wine, sat at the table, and began to plan. Shift in mindset. Emotion is a weapon, sharp but clumsy. She thrived on it. So I gave her none. Instead, I gathered. Receipts, bank statements, lease agreements, every quiet transfer I had made to keep my son's roof overhead. I visited my lawyer, slipped the folder across the desk, watched her eyebrows lift as she leafed through the evidence. "You've been paying their rent?" she asked. "Yes," I said, "and I'd like to stop." Her smile told me everything. There are ways to pull a thread that make an entire fabric collapse. Execution of the plan. Step 1. I cut off the rent. Not abruptly, strategically. I let 1 month lapse. A polite notice arrived in their mailbox. My daughter-in-law tore it in half before my son could see it. I know because I paid the property manager to send a duplicate to my address. Step 2. I waited. My son asked me for nothing. Prideful, but the cracks showed. More late nights, more arguments muffled behind closed doors. Step 3. The dinner. The gathering she insisted on hosting to parade her superiority in front of me. I accepted with a smile. Climax and confrontation. The tension was already simmering when she delivered her line. "You're not even half the woman my mother is." It was her mistake. She thought it would wound me. She thought my silence meant weakness. But silence is just a pause before thunder. "Then she can start paying your rent," I said. The words landed heavier than any slap. My son blinked, confused, searching my face for the truth. "Rent?" he whispered. "What rent?" Her shoulders stiffened. She tried to laugh, but her voice cracked. "She's exaggerating." I leaned forward, calm, deadly. "For 2 years, I've been paying what you pretend to cover. Every bill, every month. Because while you drained his accounts, someone had to keep a roof over his head." My son's mouth opened, closed. The truth dug in, piece by piece. The lies he hadn't wanted to see now spread out, undeniable, like blood on white linen. "You think love is measured in handbags and retreats?" I asked her, my voice low, steady. "No. Love pays the rent when no one else will. Love doesn't hide receipts." She stood, trembling, words fumbling from her lips. Excuses, denials, venom. But my son's eyes no longer followed her. They followed me. He finally saw. Resolution and emotional release. That night ended with slammed doors and shattered illusions. My son drove to my house at midnight. He didn't speak, just sat at my table, hands in his hair, the silence between us heavy, necessary. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. Revenge, when done right, doesn't need celebration. It simply restores balance. By morning, he had moved out. By evening, she had called me every name she could think of. But names are wind. Documents are stone. The lease was in my name. The rent was under my control. And now, so was the truth. I am not half the woman her mother is. I am the whole storm. And she never saw me coming.